All right, welcome back. My name is Dean. Nice to see everybody again. Today we're busy. Not really a hot topic show. We'll talk a little bit about fireworks, but we've got a guest that we talked to today, and JB is along again, SHeepking JB from TikTok. Of course, you might know him from TikTok, Twitch as well. And please welcome a guy. He's basically a Canadian hero, and I realized he was a Canadian hero halfway through a conversation I had with him today. He's one of the major reasons we've banned conversion therapy. He is the guy who was at the center and the heart of the authorship of Bill C-4, which in Canada here means, hey, you can't threaten someone with a good time anymore. Please welcome to the program, Matt Ashcroft, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you so much for having me.
Great to see you. How are you? Dude, you came to us through SHeepking JB, or JB as I'll call him through the rest of the show today. At SHeepking JB is where you can find him. He joins us as well. You can follow him on Twitch, anywhere you get SHeepking JB, as well as TikTok. But Matt, you can follow you at Matt Ash 89. But how do you guys know each other? Where did you and JB meet?
Discord. We're like, we're among the same circles, and we used to like go to the same city and be at the same school, but we never met. And so we were just like, you know what? Like, we met each other on Discord. Like, I heard about him like on TikTok, but I didn't really like follow the same circles. And we so it's funny, went to the same college, moved to the same city, and I worked at a nightclub that he attended for years, and you never crossed paths. Wild.
And then we met through TikTok, and we're in a Discord server together of Canadian creators and stuff like that, and we got through that and started talking, realized we lived in the same city, and we both have similar interests, so we started hanging out. And then I found out what he was all about and his story, and fascinated me even more. And I made bridge with you, and here we are. That's kind of how. What does make bridge mean? Like friends? So like connect people. Is that a new saying now? Make bridge? I don't know. I may have just made it up. I don't know. Like right there, I'm confused. I made bridge. I'm like, what is that? Is that like a thing? Is it? Can you drink it? Don't look that up on. Can you fuck it? What is making bridge?
That's why I'm late.
Hey, Ryan Lindley joins us.
Ryan was making bridge.
Podcast. Yeah, he was making bridge before he got
making
here.
expressway with my neighbor. It's fine.
Okay, so weird world, small world. You guys have been in the same place, same general vicinity for the most of your formative years, and then you meet each other on the internet. I mean, that's where everybody meets nowadays, anyways, fellas. And fascinating stories. That's how I met SHeepking JB. JB and I hooked up through some content. And then he says, hey, I got this guy. His name is Matt Ashcroft, and he's literally like a hero. And I'm like, well, tell me about this hero. And he's like, Bill C-4, they banned conversion therapy. I'm like, yeah, it was a great day for everybody. It was like the only time I remember in the last, I don't know how many years, where people on one side of the aisle walked over to the other and like, high five, way to go. We stopped a bunch of torturous bullshit on behalf of the church. Great stuff. Good for you. And I'm like, well, tell me about this Matt Ashcroft. Like, he's like, dude went to conversion therapy. Like he went through the thing. And so I read up on you, Sheepking, and I talk about it. We get in touch, and it's like, this is one of those worlds that nobody gets to look into. You know what I mean? Because it's like, if the words conversion therapy, if you don't know what they are, you don't really want to know what they mean, right? And when you find out what conversion therapy is, if you're gay or straight, depending on what side of the aisle you are, you also don't want to talk about it, right? No one wants to talk about what happens in conversion therapy, what kind of programs there are, where do they have these things, is it intensive? And then no one talks about it after. But you talked about it, and you went through the experience starting in 2014, and as a result, we have Bill C-4. And just to prove that point as well, look at this cat. Look at this cat getting a reply from Justin Trudeau. Matt, thank you for speaking up and sharing your story as we work to ban the harmful practice of conversion therapy. Your voice is an important one, and your reminder that it does get better is necessary. Know that you'll always have a partner in our government. Fucking awesome. And then there's this picture. Yeah, dude. And then there's this picture, you at the center of the stage here with all these different people that work so hard to ban conversion therapy, including Mr. Lametti, who is the Attorney General of this country. So there's you looking like a fucking stud right in the middle. in a nice little burgundy suit. But listen, very nice to talk to you. Really happy that you're here.
Thank you.
Take us through how did you, what the fuck is conversion therapy? Because to me it's one of those things that you hear about, and like I said, depending on your belief system, you don't want to talk about it, right? But what is it?
So conversion therapy is to try to change your sexual orientation or gender identity to something that is natural to you. So I'm naturally a gay male, and so they were doing these odd pseudoscientific practices to try to change my sexual orientation from gay to straight.
Yeah.
It's fraudulent, it doesn't work, and it's complete bullshit. So
wait a second. So conversion therapy is a joke?
Yeah, for sure.
Wait, Matt, you're gay?
Hold it. You're
Hang
gay.
on.
I'm gay as fuck.
Well, and you can say that now, right? You can say you're gay as fuck. You can talk about how proud you are to be of yourself. You're in a movie called Conversion, which I think is coming out. There's a beautiful little picture behind you. It kind of looks like that little picture behind you. I mean, you are who you are, but why, what happened? Why would you, if you knew you were gay in 2014 and you knew you were gay your whole life, or you were attracted to men, what pushed you into, because I find this part of your story very, very, very interesting. What pushed you into actually going to conversion therapy?
So my dad is Jamaican, and so we grew up in a culture that being gay was not accepted by my family. So I just remember there was a lot of homophobia that is in my family. Couldn't really talk about coming out, couldn't talk about anything sex or sexuality. So I didn't really have any opportunity to explore myself, be myself. I couldn't talk about it. I didn't really feel safe coming out. So I essentially stayed to myself and went to the deep, dark interwebs to find this bullshit. And I found it. It presented its ugly head in an astronomical way. And I wanted to speak out about it as much as I possibly could. But it was a rough couple of years in my life, trying to figure out who I am and try to live my life as authentically as possible. It was a struggle, and I hope I get to share more of this in Conversion Movie, which is going to be out soon. So
yeah. Tell me about that. You did a movie called Conversion Movie. Is that correct?
Yes, I filmed it actually in my living room, right there, right up the corner of my sofa. We had red-eye cameras in my home, which was ridiculous, like 30,000 other cameras in my home during the pandemic, filming this film. I get to say some things that I've never said on camera before. Mm-hmm. So it also has Dusty Ray Bottoms from RuPaul's Drag Race Season 10. It has my director, Zach Miners, Elena Joy Thurston, Wayne Besson from Truth Wins Out. Truth Wins Out has been fighting conversion therapy for over 30 years. You can find them on Truth Wins Out on Truth Wins Out on Twitter, and they're also on TikTok and Instagram as well.
Wow, the trailer's fucking powerful, man. Like it knocked me on my ass. I was sitting on that couch and he showed it to me, and he showed me the trailer. I was like, holy shit! Like I got chills in my body, like watching this trailer, man. Like it's wild.
Yeah,
because what is pretty raw. Is that the deal? Like,
it's good. It's my director won an Emmy for another project, so he's an Emmy award-winning film director based out of Louisville, Kentucky, and he wanted to share his story. Initially, it was supposed to be a 5-minute clip, and then Dusty Ray Bottoms from RuPaul's Drag Race Season 10 was a part of this, and Elena Joy Thurston was a part of this, and then because my director Zach found out about my work, then I was a part of it, and I'm grateful. It's going to be an amazing film. I'll share 1 or 2 stories about my conversion therapy experiences later on in this, but it's a wild story and it's really well done, and it gives a full perspective of what conversion therapy looks like all across the world. So stay tuned.
Yeah, dude.
Wow.
Well,
Talk
let's
about
get into it because, like, I don't know what the fuck it is. And you and I had a little chat about it this morning. And I can tell you this as a straight male who's an ally, all I heard was just free grinder for the organizers. That's all I heard.
Oh my god, it's a giant fucking fetish. Like,
Yeah.
Like, it's a giant fetish. Like, people are fucking creeps.
Yeah. Well, that's what I heard because this is what I want to get into it. So tell me about your experience because you obviously, wanted to figure out a way that you could be accepted. This is what I hear. Correct me if I'm wrong. You wanted to figure out a way that you could be accepted by your family. This is your story, specifically your dad, who you didn't have a relationship with. So you're like, okay, fuck, I guess I got to go to the internet and figure out how to not be gay or something. Is that the truth? Like you're like, I'm going to go to the internet, find groups of people who figured out how to not be gay. Is that right?
Yeah, that's how it was presented to me. So I met up with a friend, which I found on Twitter, and then it went from Twitter to Facebook, and there was.
That's a problem. Twitter to Facebook. You're just going like from the toilet to the sewer, dude.
Yeah.
from Elon to Zuckerberg.
Yeah. Very bad move.
That's the pipeline.
So, and then there was like 300. About 300 to 400 men that was in this private Facebook group that were dealing with the same thing, and I thought they were all wanting to change, and I was noticing that there was a lot of mental health issues, but I wanted to do anything that I could to rebuild the relationship with my dad. So
and your dad didn't accept you?
No, like he always wanted to my dad was really weird. Is like there was always something that I felt that was wrong with my dad. I shared in another interview that at 16, my dad tried to get me to sleep with an escort when I was 16, but to like I don't know, maybe make him enemy, I guess.
Like a female escort? He tried to he got a prostitute for you when you were 16?
Yeah, he was like, "Oh, we're gonna double bag it," and I was like, "No,
It never works." By the way,
I was like, "No." He's like, "Oh, because you're a fag," and I was like, "No."
Wow.
I don't. Yeah. So like that was the culture I had. It was not only that; it was my brothers and sister that were calling me a fag, and it really like ever since I was young, I was always on edge because I just felt there was this giant heteronormative push towards what to be and who to be and how to be. So I just tried my best to get the love and respect of my dad.
And you did that through going online. A lot of people do that, right? Like you're like, hey, I got to find an answer for this. You Google like how to not be gay. I'm sure you Googled that a ton when you were a kid, right? Like, how do I not be gay? Which I don't think there's an answer for. I think it's just you are what you are. God made you what he made you, and you're beautiful in that skin, and you're beautiful in that person, and that's the person you embrace and who you want to be, right? But what answers did you find? So you're in a Facebook group now? You go from Twitter to a Facebook group?
I know, what a downgrade. But like, so yeah, I go into this Facebook group and these folks
get nice and close to that microphone too, because it's hard to hear you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So I went from Twitter to Facebook, was communicating with these men. There was this group was presented to me, and I was trying, like, I initially didn't want to go because it was a camp, and I don't really camp. It's not my thing.
Not a camper?
No, I'm not a camper.
A glamper, if anything.
It's never mind. But
for you. Just so you know, I'm not a camper either. Like I've got this idea. I don't know about you, JB. I've got this idea in my head that like I work really hard to be able to just afford some bare minimums, right? Nice couch, cable, TV, air conditioning, all that stuff. The idea that someone's like, hey, listen, you got a few days off. What do you want to do? Let's go struggle in the woods to live. I'm like, that's not for me. I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I got my queen size bed. I got my PlayStation attached. I got air conditioning blowing. I mean, why would I want to go sit in a tent in the middle of Arnprior for some reason? And no, screw that.
Or getting bit by mosquitoes. Like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah.
Not for me. Not for me. That doesn't. Hey, listen, comfort doesn't know sexuality. I get it. Okay.
I like having cell service.
Yeah, me too. I get it.
1,000%.
Anyway.
So so that's how it was presented to me. Like, so it was presented to me by this guy named Jeremy. Jeremy was promoting it for a good portion of 2 years, which I finally pulled the trigger when somebody went with me. I paid the fee, and then I went to somewhere in Pennsylvania to do one of the most renowned camps in the world. So yeah, it's pretty rough.
Okay, renowned camps in the world. Now, that camp was run by a guy named Rich Weiler. Is that correct?
Correct. Yes.
Rich Weiler has founded an organization called Brothers Road. Is that right? And Journey Into Manhood. This is what you discovered, correct?
Correct.
Looks gay.
Yeah. So gay.
Okay. So let's break this down. Just the front page a little bit. Brothers Road, Journey Into Manhood. Bunch of guys standing around, just hanging out. It you know, and with all due respect, it looks like a hookup website for dudes. Like the front page looks like a hookup website. When you go to donate or register, there's a picture of dudes smiling and laughing, arms around each other. It gives off some real nudge, nudge, wink, wink, dog whistles, if you know what I'm saying. Did that not? Is that? Did you not see that, or am I? You know, I'm hetero, but it just seems like, hey, this is like hey, how about you, me, in the woods? Let's have a good time. It doesn't really seem like it's for conversion therapy, which is maybe the idea, because conversion therapy itself is a fucking joke. But I mean, that is a very homoerotic website.
I mean, it used to be called People Can Change, and then they changed their name to Brothers Road, which is even more gay. Like, I don't know.
They took they gave up on the lesbians, it sounds like, and just went right to the brothers at that point.
Weird how they weren't interested in them.
Oh my fucking God, do I have stories to share, y'all?
Yeah, now please share the stories, because
yeah, for sure.
This is like you check in, you check this out, you go to this camp. What happens at a? I'm laughing, and I shouldn't be laughing, but like it is so fucking fugazi to me. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
But what happens at gay camp or anti-gay camp or whatever it is that they call it?
Manhood journeys into you is what happens.
So once upon a time,
what story time?
It's a very So it's a weekend. So like what I've experienced is like a very intensive weekend, and I'm not going to share like all of it because all of it's going to be in Conversion Movie. Follow on Instagram and Twitter, and like on Facebook. But anyway, so it was very structured. We had to be there at a specific time. So we had to arrive between 4 and 5. So we arrived at 4:30. So, I was approached by 2 clean-cut men, because that's how gay. 2 clean-cut men. That were approaching us. They were like, "What are you here for?" And then I was like, "We are here for the
Conversion,
the Journey Into Manhood weekend." So they were like, "Okay, follow us." We had to sign we are not allowed to have cell phones or watches. So we had to put our cell phones and watches inside the either the glove department of the car, or we had to put it. We had to give it to them. And I'm not letting anybody touch my cell phone. Are you crazy? So I put it in the car, and so we took our bags in, and it looked like that there was already people there, because there was already bags that are on the inside of this cabin. So we put the bags in, and then we had to sign a waiver. I don't fully remember what is on the waiver. I had a producer from CBC Marketplace actually read me the waiver, and I kind of freaked out. Yeah, like, so I signed a waiver. We had to walk into this giant pathway, and there was these men. The first man is Alan Downing. he goes and has this giant staff in his hand, and I was supposed to go up to him apparently, and then he says, "Why are you here?" And I was like, "Oh, I thought the two clean cut men were supposed to be telling me why I was here. I thought you already knew." So like, I didn't know what the fuck was going on. And then there was like 2 other questions, and then there was another guy. His name is Arthur Goldberg, a short Jewish man, was asking me what my greatest fear was, and I said my greatest fear was not able to get the love and the appreciation of my dad again. I went into this room. If you can imagine, there was trash bags over the windows with duct tape. So the windows were duct taped, so nobody can look in and nobody can look out. And there was men that were already present that were sitting around the circle. And I remember I sat down in this chair. There was like 3 options that I could do. I could look at this candle. I can cruise the other men that were in the circle or around, or or I can
go get a sandwich.
Windows. Like there was like really no options to look at. So like me, I'm loud as fuck. Believe it or not, I lost my voice. But the only option that I was thinking is like, okay, so what am I supposed to be doing? And that's what I was saying. And there was the indigenous guy that was beside me. He was like, "No talking," and just yelling at me. I was like, "Oh."
That's some Dom energy that I'm sure you weren't expecting on the weekend.
No! I'm the Dom in these parts.
Did you shoot back? I'll fucking say what I want to say, and you'll sit down and you'll sit on your knees and you'll shut up and you'll fucking like it.
Whatever, I do what I want. No.
Okay, so you 3 options. You can look into a candle, you can make time with the guys in the circle, or you can do something else. You choose something else. But like, is this all weekend? Like, what is a whole weekend in conversion therapy? Is it like ice baths? Do they do what Gandhi did and put you in a situation where like, okay, you're going to sleep in the same room with this guy and you're going to try and control your urge and your lust and like a series of tests and stuff like that? Like, so, what do they do? Is it therapy or is it not? Is it just a series of tests and a whole bunch of people going, you're going to hell?
So I will share 2 incidents. I won't share the entire thing because the entire thing will be on Conversion Movie.
Okay.
Out soon. Follow on socials. Anyway.
Yeah, by the way, I've got it right here. At Conversion Movie on Twitter. You can follow on social. Please give them a follow. Story of survival and hope. Conversion follows 5 survivors as they shed light on the secret and often deadly practices of conversion therapy. Sorry, go ahead. I just wanted to...
Thanks for the plug.
Anytime.
So one story is they had this exercise called healthy holding, and like this is like the weirdest shit ever. So it was
Isn't that what Dean and I do on the weekends? Is that what we do when I come over to the house, Dean? Do some healthy holding.
I mean, I got some healthy holding, but it's $5 a month. You got to say.
Hey-o! But like,
yeah.
But like, so like, everybody was listening to the song, and y'all can YouTube it if you really choose, but it's creepy. I won't listen to it. It's called Cheyenne Knoll. How Could Anyone? And so it's like this trancey, like hypnotic song, and you have 2 options. You're either in the cradle position where you're held by the side of another man, or you're in something called the motorcycle position, not gay, where you're in between the legs of another man and you listen to this enchanted song. It's fucking weird.
This is the gayest thing I've ever heard in my life. Like,
this is not gay at all.
Honestly, like
this is how we do poker.
I'm so sorry, I'm laughing. I'm so sorry, I'm laughing.
Every time Matt describes this to me, I think this is the gayest thing ever. Like this, honestly. Anyway, sorry, Matt. Go on.
Okay, so motorcycle position, cradle position. If they're trying, so hold it. Let's just recap. They're trying to help you not be gay, but part of the experience is learning how to get into the cradle and the motorcycle position with other men.
Gotta ride on that Harley.
Get it.
No, it's seriously fucked up. I think the most fucked up is like the whole Cheyenne and Noel. How could anyone? So everything I'm saying is already cited by the Ferguson versus Jonah case, which was presented to me later in the weekend. But it's terrifying, so terrifying. Like people get hurt from this. But yeah, they were playing that song and everybody was singing it in unison, which I like. How they presented it to me is because I was gay because I didn't have enough touch when I was younger. And I was like, okay, so if my dad was abusive and called me a fag my entire life, that would make sense because like I had no idea like really what was going on. So I don't know.
You know what? It's first of all, we're what is this, like 3 hours into the retreat already? Like that. I mean,
I don't even know. So we were led by these folks. So like we didn't have watches, right?
Yeah.
So we had to rely on the sun, and since there was no sunlight in trash bag windows, like we had to rely on the leaders to tell us to get us to eat or to go to bed or to like go to the bathroom. It was weird. It was really
textbook indoctrination is what it is. It's what they
So
do in cults.
yeah.
It's the same thing. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so sorry, go ahead, JB. You were gonna say
No,
something.
I was just gonna say, and like much to Matt's point, and much to your point, Dean, when we started, is this stuff was happening. Now it's not, but was happening down the road. Like, you know, where I grew up, in the area I grew up, there was a conversion camp literally down the road from me, and it was disguised as a Bible camp that would have kids that come in the summer to go to camp. And then when Bill C4 passed, it got shut down because it was actually a conversion therapy thing, and it made the news, and it was like, oh, this was right under our noses. This was a camp that I would bike past as a kid, you know, going into town, right? Like it's not like some distant camp up in northern Ontario. This was north of Kingston. Like it's not far.
Yeah, these were everywhere.
There's so much. Like even the mayor of Kingston allegedly did conversion therapy onto somebody. So like
that's an allegation.
It's cited on Vice. You can look it up.
Oh, wow.
They alleged it on Vice. They alleged it on Vice. Okay, so you're at this conversion therapy thing. You walk in, like I would have been like, first of all, I wouldn't have gone. That's just for me because I'm like, listen, what's mine is mine, and I just want to be me, and you can go fuck off. But the other part of this that I find interesting is you show up, there's a guy with a staff, and you don't turn around and go, this is fucked. Like, you know, some dude with a staff named Alan Downing, who's in a series of like legitimate lawsuits right now and not good ones for forcing this on people. And this wasn't forced on you, right? Like you were doing this because you really wanted to have a relationship with your dad. Like this is who they prey on. They prey on people like you.
So, kind of the reason why I helped develop the legislation, Bill C4, was this idea of consent. So if you're going into a situation where you have no idea what's going on, you're not really consenting to what they're offering. So I don't believe that I consent to it at all. I think what I was sold was a lie. So I thought they had the tools to help me rebuild the relationship with my dad, and that was the goal ever since that I was going into a situation like this. Yeah. So I don't believe that people can consent to torture. So one thing I say repeatedly on Twitter is you can't consent to abuse. And you truly can't. So I don't believe I consent to it. I think I was sold a lie.
Yeah, sounds like it.
Well, what did they tell you? Like, you know, let's bring up the website right now, by the way. This is, again, here we go. It's like Grindr, but like nicer. Journey Into Manhood, a peer-led weekend of self-discovery events in Israel, Mexico, Poland, and the USA.
What
Only the
4
greatest
random
countries.
countries that is?
I was just gonna say
So-
we're going to
So
Poland.
there's a strategy behind that. So in February 2020, I was at Harvard at the United Nations Global Task Force, and there's I believe it's according to the Free Equal campaign, there's 62 countries that criminalize anything that's same-sex related, and so there's a push to go into countries that either shun being gay or criminalize you being gay. So like they specifically choose countries that are not progressive enough because they are wanting to push this agenda and make money.
Yeah, Poland's known for it. Poland's known for their anti everything, immigration, their homophobia. It's backwards in Poland. Like, we hear a lot of good things of the things that are happening in Ukraine right now that Poland's helping with, but that's about it. There's
a large right-wing party that's, I think, in power or almost in power in Poland that you know, vetoed a bunch of stuff in the EU and NATO. There was John Oliver did a bit on that a couple years ago about.
Yeah, they're super conservative and super hateful. Like, I think they don't allow abortion, they don't allow gayness, they don't allow anything. Like, it's like literally they don't even acknowledge that being gay is a thing. And I think they have like secret SS squads in some of those European bloc countries too that literally go around looking for gay people all the time. Right, like depending on what country you're in. Sorry, go ahead, Matt.
No, it's wild. I'm just backing you.
No, it's bizarre. So if that's the MO, is that they're going to countries where this kind of stuff is friendly, and this idiot named Rich Weiler can kind of get on the stick, he will, right? Like, and it's not just like this is what I understand about it, dude. It's not just like where they're doing it, but how they tell. Like, this is the lie that you're talking about. This is the lie that they tell people. And when you're confused and you're looking for help, you'll go pretty much anywhere. And the way that they've actually kind of parsed this is fucked. Journey Into Manhood is designed especially for men to address internal conflicts over their sexual thoughts, feelings, identity, values, and behaviors in a compassionate yet challenging environment. Yeah, that's right. By bagging up the fucking windows and having a guy stand there with a staff. That doesn't sound very fucking compassionate. Journey Into Manhood helps men explore and fulfill their needs for same-sex affection, community, and brotherhood in a platonic, affirming way that align their faith and values. Also appropriate for any man. Go ahead. What were you going to say, Matt? Gay.
That's all you need to say in that sentence. You don't need to put it in a full paragraph. Just gay.
Journey Into Manhood is not a gay to straight intervention. Bullshit. It is not about anyone converting to heterosexuality. How do you square that when that's exactly what they told you they would help you with online?
And why did they put air quotes around converting?
Yeah.
It's like, if you have to put air quotes around something, you're probably doing
this is a bit of credibility
putting
already.
air quotes around. Yeah. Like, we're not converting anybody. Okay, so are you converting people? Like, your choice of punctuation is poor there. But.
Yeah,
for sure they are. That's why they listed on the website that because of hostile media and activists, they'll no longer be accepting Canadian clients.
Oh,
that's
hostile racist bitch.
Yeah, dude. They just left Facebook, by the way. These fucking idiots just got off of Facebook. And you know who did it? This guy. You know how he did it? He did it how everybody does it, where he's like, I got login credentials and I'm going to fuck this stuff up.
Yeah. That's beautiful.
Yeah. So anyway, let's get back to what they offer. Journey Into Manhood is not a gay to straight. No, it's full gay. Rather than finding peace and acceptance, it's about embracing masculinity, living authentically, integrity, and surrendering shame. It's about exploring and healing underlying pain. It's about becoming better, happier, more authentic, more powerful man, a man of integrity, values, and purpose. Did they help you with any of that? Did you see any benefit, any fruit in the way of making you a better man through that experience?
Maybe fruits, but like, no, I didn't see any benefit at all. Like, I still know the first and last names of basically if not most, all of the participants that are in the camp. And I don't know if they're dead or alive. And it's truly something they think about every night. I have like I know that we've been joking about it, but like I have extreme PTSD when it comes to this. Like, there's a story that I shared on previous interviews on CBC Marketplace and W5, where I saw somebody's reenactment of their sexual assault, and yeah, like I'll get into that story since I started on this. So, there was this guy that was telling a story about his older cousin assaulting him, and so he's telling a story. He says, "Stop! What did you say during this?" And he was like, "Oh, you're hurting me. Stop it! It hurts. Stop it! I don't want this to happen anymore. Stop doing this to me. Stop." Did it look like this? They pretended to be him and his older cousin, like on his hands. So this guy was on his hands and knees. The leader, one of the leaders, was on his hands and knees, and there was another guy reenacting the sexual assault while saying the words that he was saying at that time. So this guy was like witnessing his sexual assault in front of his eyes. And so I just remember this guy screaming and yelling, "Stop, stop, 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 stop." Like you hear those screams like every single night.
Wow.
What? How did they justify that?
This is something I think about every day.
How did they justify that as being therapeutic? Like, I don't understand that.
So how it was presented to me at the time is, we have male wounds and female wounds, and that is the reason why that we're gay. So we have an overprotective mother and an absent father, and because my dad was absent and kind of an asshole when I was growing up, I thought, hey, maybe this is the reason why that I was gay. And so then they add the sexual assault, and they add other things that relate to male wounds and female wounds. And what they were saying when I was in the camp was, this is a chance to rewrite your story. It's really not. It really fucked people up. Yeah. Like I said before, I don't know if these folks are dead or alive, and that's something that I have to think about every day, pretty much for the rest of my life.
You know, and that's kind of what like struck me about your story. Really, was the fact that you are like, and I've watched the Marketplace interview with Asha Tomlinson. It was a great fucking interview, where she goes and she talks to these guys. Like she talked to Rich Weiler, and she's like, "Hey, dude, like, what's your deal?" And he's like, "I'm not talking to you. We tried to help a bunch of people." And then they had a guy actually, and I can't get the video right now. It's stuck in transit. Long story, but there's a video of a guy that CBC used, a gay man that CBC used to actually pose in front of this guy, and there's a cottage industry of these people, like a cottage industry of people who call themselves wellness coaches or life coaches, and conversion therapy kind of dovetails right into that. And it's where people go to help their religious relatives who maybe, and I fucking hate them, they call it struggling with sexuality. I don't know why. I think it's like because it's what they want you to feel. They want you to struggle with it. They want you to feel bad about it because they want you to go looking for answers to these questions, which there are no answers to. If you are who you are, you are who you are, right? That's just kind of what you are. You're a gay man who can't not be gay. I mean, I'm a straight man that can't not be straight. And I listen, here's the thing, is that those things are yours, right? They're nobody else's, but there are groups out there that help straight people and gay people live better lives. They're called wellness coaches. They're not called interventionists for people that enjoy who they are and want to be who they are. But they always seem to be able to prey on people who are really struggling with familial relationships, really struggling with religious relationships. Maybe they came from a religious background. And this is the damage that it's caused, right? Like, we have an industry, a cottage industry of people who go around causing PTSD for people like you and damaging people like you because they think you should fit into a different fucking box.
Yeah. It's true.
It's so mess. Like Matt and I are friends. We've hung out. I've sat on that very couch. He's a gay man. I'm a straight man. Nothing happened. Like, Matt didn't try to come on to me. Matt didn't try to indoctrinate me or tell me that I'm wrong for being straight or me telling wrong and being gay. We were able to coexist together and be friends and hang out, and nothing happens. It's not like he's an evil person that is doing all these terrible things to society. He's a cool dude, and I hung out with him. Like, it just does, like, this painting of, like, you're wrong, this is wrong, these are wrong feelings, just comes out of, pure hate. And I think it comes out of a little bit of projection. They themselves were told that homosexual was wrong because they were homosexual. And, now they're in this state of having to try to get people out of this homosexual lifestyle when you can't change that. It's who you are, right? You're gay, you're gay. If you're not, you're not. Like, it's that simple.
Just like respect people, respect boundaries, and like, it was weird. It was weird seeing the CTVW5 interview, because Rich Weiler openly called me a liar, and that hurt, because, like, why would I have to lie about my story? Like, I've seen people hurt, and I don't know. It's hard.
Yeah, I understand that. Did they do it under the guise of, like, a faith, like a religion, Matt?
So this camp specifically, it's all religions or no religion. It's all based on stigma. So it's they say higher power or like whatever that is on the weekend, but it was there was Jewish people there, there was Catholics, there was Christians, there was a bunch of folks that were there. There was people that had no faith at all. People that were Spanish, people from literally all over the country. So yeah.
So it's just an opportunistic for anyone, and that's what it just sounds like, a capitalistic, like predatory thing that they go after vulnerable people like you were, like people that were seeking not to get rid of being gay. They were just looking to, like, how can I balance my life? How can I have that relationship with my dad? How can my mom accept me? Like, those kind of things. It's probably the most disgusting fucking thing I've ever heard in my life, to tell you the truth. Yeah. Like, that to prey on people like that is,
well, and here's the thing, it's not just for sex either. They're doing it for money. Like, if you go through the registration information, you can look in the United States. Regular registration fee $650, deposit $250. It holds your space. You better get in quick. Early registration fee of $490. Brothers and friends discount for a couple. If you got a bunch of people in your family who are struggling with same-sex
brothers and friends. So do you have that grindr match that you want to bring to camp with you? You can do it for a whole $7.9 for 2 men. I love that they specified men too, for 2 men.
Yeah, 2 men.
Yeah,
we don't want chicks here. Whatever you do, don't bring a chick. In Poland, same thing. You get a cheaper discount to do it in Poland. And in Israel, who knows? But these are all very conservative countries, very conservative values who want to convert you away from what they think is evil, which is just yourself, and it ain't. Here's what the fee covers, though. The full program. Oh, thank God. About 20 to 25 hours of facilitated work, deep personal processing over 3 days. You can use a rented camp retreat center for all the activities. I don't know what the camp was like. 2-night stay at the camp, retreat center, or lodge. Some locations include bedding and towels. Okay.
Some locations.
Bro.
6 meals, dude. 6 meals. Not in one day, though. You get them over 3
Okay, the food was good. That was actually pretty good.
It was good, man. Yeah, gay camp. Food's not terrible.
Way to find the silver lining.
That's it.
You get to journal, and you get, good news, you get a take-home booklet containing key teaches and resources, 3 follow-up work sessions. For married men, it includes an opportunity with your wife to participate in this excellent group session. Sounds like a blast.
Or an orgy.
So are there a lot of because you went as a single man, right? As a young single male.
Yeah.
Because you wanted to a relationship with your dad. How many guys were there because they got caught? They got caught on Grindr, or they got caught with some gay porn, and their wife is like, "You gotta go get this fixed." And of those guys, how many guys got there to see people like you and went, "Let's go, let's have some fun"?
Oh, so that's gonna be in my own material. So
Okay.
I will show more about that.
All right.
But it's a crazy fucking story. Stay tuned. Follow me on my socials. There's going to be a lot of stories that are going to be in the very near future about me. Trust me on that.
Awesome.
See, those are the stories I don't want to hear, because all I see when you tell me about this and we read through the literature, all I see is this is just like I said, this is just an orgy. That's all it is. And it almost feels like it's designed for guys like Rich Weiler and his friends to fill their Rolodex and bank accounts with guys' cash and guys' names and guys' phone numbers, just in case they need to get some stuff on the road. All I see about
for sure.
Is that not what it is? Is it not just
sure.
like a secret cabal of guys who just want to bang other guys?
So if anybody saw the CBC Marketplace when he was undercover with Andrew, he was like, when you were in junior high and you felt that attraction, was it to boys your age? Girl, that's gay as fuck. Why are you even saying that? When junior high? You're junior high. Why do you want to know that?
Yeah.
You creepy fucking potato.
He's trying to write his own penthouse letters, it sounds like.
Matt, do you still have the book that you showed me when I was there? Do you have that book?
Oh yeah, it's right here.
You guys got to see this book.
Okay.
What is it? Okay. Is it from conversion therapy?
Something like that. So
just show the guy and the girl. Look at that.
Oh wow. Aw. They look happy. They look so happy. Look at them.
When he showed me this book, I got floored in laughter from just that front cover picture.
He's picking out a gem.
Looks
I
so
want to read
fucking.
an excerpt.
Yeah, please.
Okay, good.
Okay. During my first year at college, I can't read this without laughing, sorry.
Please do.
Dear Penthouse Letters.
Right. During my first year of college, I went to some gay bars, but I didn't like the scene. It felt like a meat market, and I didn't want to be a commodity on the shelf. I attended some meetings in my university's gay and lesbian student alliance. In my first year of college, I had several boyfriends, each lasting several months, repetitive. When I visited home, it was more confrontational, as I would use some of my therapeutic tools to challenge my parents. You can't do that in therapy. One time, my dad and I got into a fist fight. During the fight, he was hitting me while I was on my bed. Sorry. My mom started screaming to my dad, stop it, for God's sake, stop it. I turned my head and said to her, no, this is great. This is the closest we have ever been in my life. She ran out of the room in tears. What? The fact that he's putting...
It's crazy. This book was a ride reading through it, flipping through the pages. Yeah, it's crazy.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah. How many guys there were like you? Where you're like, I don't even want to do this. I'm just trying to fucking figure it out. How many guys showed up to that thing who were with no intention of being anybody but themselves, but were so fucking desperate to just put some meaning into their life, right?
So, it's hard to know because there's one story that I didn't share in the movie. There was a guy that they had this exercise in conversion therapy where they had things that they hated about themselves, and they wrote it down, put it on sticky notes, like all over their body, and then they ripped it up and threw it in fire. And we were texting each other for like a little bit, and he would like send me memes of himself, like calling himself a faggot and calling himself a fat ass and like shaming himself, and then he just disappeared. So I don't know the answer to that, but it's something I think about a lot.
Do you know any of that? Do you keep in touch with any of the people that you were there?
I don't know if they're alive. Like, I'll be real. Like, I have no idea if they're alive. Any of them. Actually, one of them. There was one guy that I knew in the camp, and he hasn't changed his Facebook profile picture in 7 years. And at my age, it's real. It's disturbing. People are getting hurt on like astronomical scales. I want to like confidently share stories about them, but like I don't know, because I really don't know if they're alive.
Yeah, that's tough.
It's awesome that, you know, we can sit here, we can talk, and Matt can hold up the book, and we joke around about the dorky mail-in bride photo that they decided to pick as their cover of their book, and like we can joke around and say this is the gayest website ever. You know, that's Matt, and that's him coping and moving on from this time in his life. But to Matt's point, not everyone's going to be able to wake up and have the laugh, the contagious laugh that Matt has, and, you know, joke around about this and everything. Some people seriously live with this, you know, fear, this PTSD, this torture, right? And, you know, it's for those people that C4 is a thing, right? Like, it's for those people that can't live their life because they've been told they've been wrong the whole time from whoever told them that, right? So it's crazy.
Did your success?
Matt, question for you.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Is the reason cell phones were banned is because you'd hear this sound the whole time?
What is? I'm assuming that's a notification from a dating app.
That's a notification from Grindr.
They didn't want all the matches showing up in the geolocation.
Can you play that again? Can you play that one more time?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, that'd be great. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's probably why.
Just checks his phone.
Yeah, did the success that you had with C4, is that something that helped you cope, and like seeing that through to the end, to know that you've witnessed it, you harbor that pain and that fear of the unknown of the people that you met, but does that give you a little bit of a sense? Does it give you sense of closure and a positive feeling that you know that you've literally just protected probably hundreds and thousands of people, like, in the future? Like, do you at least take some comfort in that?
Nobody should have to go through therapy because of therapy.
Right.
What is presented as therapy. That was my former best friend, Adam Trimmer, that said that. But nobody should have to go through that. Nobody should have to see that. There's like, it's like JB's point, it's cool to joke around, but like, this is a reality of queer people. This is our reality. This is not presented. Like, we're called groomers. We're called all these things. We are, we're called all these things. And yet there was a report about a case opened up about a Catholic priest in the Washington Post, literally just before I was on this call. Like, this is a problem. There is a stigma to queer, trans, and non-binary folks. There is
huge.
It's an unfair one,
huge. Yeah. I mean, you know, the abuse
and the
that
Catholic
we
Church
see.
are groomers.
Oh yeah.
What?
You ever watch this show?
Are you saying priests? There are pedophile priests in our midst? Is that what I understand?
The hell you say?
Are you saying the church hides sexual abuse like a motherfucker? Is that what you're saying?
That was for you, dude.
Thanks, buddy. Yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah, and that goes without saying. I mean, hypocrisy is not even a word you can use to describe the same people who are buggering young children and altar boys, taking their people to camp to teach them not to be gay. Meanwhile, there are camps for those people that are having sex with young children, pedophiles, that these people are sent to not be pedophiles. But they're told that they're not allowed to marry women, so they go ahead and break off a piece anywhere they can. That includes in their fucking church, because they're degenerates. They're losers. The people that join the priesthood are fucking losers who knew they couldn't get laid anyway. It's literally like a bunch of incels that have Bibles. That's the way I look at priests, right? And that's the way I look at anybody that tells you got to go to a camp and not be gay. And the problem is that conversion therapy never targeted adults, right? This is why the conversion therapy bill was so huge in this country, because conversion therapy traditionally targeted young people who were brave enough to come out to their parents and go, I feel weird about liking Johnny because I'm supposed to like Susan. Or I feel weird about liking Susan because I'm supposed to like Johnny. And then these religious parents go, we're going to have to do something about it. To the point where I was talking to my son, 16, today. I was telling him we're going to have you on the show. He's like, what's on the show today? I'm going to talk to this guy, Matt. Told him about conversion therapy. He goes, dude, I know a girl who went to conversion therapy camp last summer. He's in the fucking 10th grade. And he goes, her parents are really religious. She went to it, said she didn't enjoy it. She's still bisexual. And she's bisexual. She just liked both girls and boys. And that was forced on her, right? So when Ryan says you got to be proud, I mean, one of the things that you've done and the good people in this country have done, and give Michelle Rempel credit, give the NDP credit, give the people that are in governing bodies on both sides of the aisle some credit. They said, hey, listen, we're not going to torture a young person into being something that they're fucking not, right?
Right.
And we're not going to make someone feel bad about it. We're not going to tell someone that but this is the problem with church and state. And you're seeing it happen again and again and again. And it is on the fucking rise. Like the whole Jordan Peterson, Elliot Page thing. You know, we went through that yesterday. We talked about it. This guy is so mad about someone else. It makes no fucking sense to me. And where it comes from is religion. It comes from an ideology that he holds to be true. And if he doesn't hold that to be true, he's not going to heaven. So he acts like an asshole on earth. That's all of these cats. It doesn't change. It's all the same MO.
Yeah, like, doesn't really surprise me. It's fucking annoying. Like, I literally did a paper on this. Like, we're called groomers. We're called all these things, and yet Sigmund Freud was talking about like children touching themselves at 2. Like, why the fuck do you want to know that?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's fucking pathetic. It's constant. But this is what we have to do to be normalized. Like, the reason for pride is for us to normalize. Like, we exist and we're not going away, regardless of what they say and regardless of what laws they try to do. We're not going away, and we will fight.
Yeah, good. Yeah, it's weird too. I thought we put the trans stuff behind us, but like, because of America, because of the neo-Christian movement in and around the world, because of guys like Pierre, because of conservatives, because of fucking religion, it's back. Like, I thought this was in the rear view. I thought we were like totally cool with whatever pronouns you want. I'll fucking call you by whatever pronouns you want. Just like I'll call Tammy Tamara because she doesn't like Tammy. She likes Tamara. That's what she prefers. That's who she is, right? Mm-hmm. And forcing someone to not be themselves. Like, let's just think about that. Hurting someone into forcing someone into not being themselves at the age of fucking 15, 14, 13, 12.
When
let's
shit's
fucking
already
throw a hand grenade into their soul.
Yeah.
Let's do that. And that's what they tried to do to you. But here's the fucking crazy part is guys like you have a voice, right? Mm-hmm. Guys like you get the Facebook admin to these groups and fuck shit up. Like yesterday, I don't know if you read this, Ryan. Yesterday, Brothers Road announced that, by the way, we're leaving Facebook because Matt fucked it all up for us. So Facebook.
That's too bad. Yeah, well, exactly. That's exactly it.
Do you have some of the posts that Rich Weiler had
Yeah,
made?
I got this one. This is from Rich Weiler. That's him. Big fat dude. I don't have a problem. By the way, this is Rich Weiler as well with his wife. Or, sorry, beard.
What a handsome couple.
Yeah. Is it wrong to call someone a beard? I mean, Rich Weiler started this organization. He himself has talked about his same-sex attraction, right? Like he said he started this. He said he's a therapist. He's not credentialed. He doesn't have any degrees. He's just a piece of shit who likes to make money off of people's sadness, which is what he does. And he's pretending to be straight for the clicks. Is that what this is? Like, where does this come from?
What an awkward photo. There's like no arm around her or like whatever.
Oh, because it's
like,
gross, dude.
Yeah.
Like it's like the weirdest photo ever. I'm like, hey, like, let me be proud of what?
Yeah.
And this is after he was caught on CBC Marketplace when CBC Marketplace went undercover. So
yeah,
that was after.
You can see that. You can see the discomfort in his face because there's a boob touching him. You know? Like you can see it. Look at his face.
That's all this camp. Like this guy runs camps all over the world. To me, it's just like all he's trying to do is get laid.
Yeah. Yeah, he's honey. I know I've been away every weekend, but I have to go to another event and another camp this weekend. You can't
With
come.
25
you
guys.
can't come. No,
Really?
no
You're
woman.
leaving again? There's more
You're
people.
so busy doing the Lord's work.
God's calling me. I gotta go do it. Meanwhile, God matched with him on Grindr, and that's just what he's doing.
And sexy Jesus. That's the funny thing, right? Is what a lot of people don't like. If you take a step back and you look at what's going on in the law of relativity, how things work in the world, that would then you would assume that you would be able to do the opposite. You would be able to have camps to convert people to become gay, which you can't do. I don't care how many camps I go to. I'm not going to.
We should start one.
You know what I mean? But just for money, like just be like, hey, come out to camp whatever, and we're going to turn you. If you're straight and you're tired of being straight and it's confusing because you're straight, come on out. We'll make you gay. You don't see that because it's not a fucking thing. But the law of reality is it should be a possibility, and it's not. So can we not just take a look at that for a second and realize how fucking ridiculous this is?
JB?
The amount of time that I've hung out in the village in Toronto, I should be a gay man, honestly. Like, I spend a lot of time in that village, hanging out with friends, hanging out with Matt, all that stuff. And I'm still straight because that's what I am. Right, that's my orientation.
And nothing's going to change because you were hanging out with other. It's such a hypocrisy.
It's impossible.
It's so
like
bad.
I'll go and I'll have a good time, and I'm a great wingman because as a straight man, I could be like, "Hi, you like me? No, not into it, but you're gonna like him, right?" So there you go.
I'm my own wingman.
Yeah, that's true.
Yes,
but,
you are.
He doesn't need your help.
No, to your point, Ryan, it's like, with the amount of time I've spent around the gay community, especially here since I moved to Toronto, if you're able to convert people, I should have been converted to a homosexual man, 100%. Right? Yeah. One of my partners is a bisexual woman. I should be gay because I literally spend all this time with her, and she's sleeping with she's sleeping with the same gender as her.
Yep.
So like it just doesn't happen, and it goes both ways. You can't convert a gay man to straight, and you can't convert a straight man to gay.
Yeah,
you just can't.
Totally. Yeah. No, and
maybe with a man with a staff might be able to. If I show up at a place and a man with a staff is there, I'm
I bet I know what he was using that staff for. You know what I'm saying?
I think it was just
Was the tip of the staff? Was it latex?
Oh, it was definitely sharp.
Oh,
yeah, had a pointy end to it.
Yeah.
Well, that's like, we sit around and talking about how wrong this sounds to us, but like I literally grew up in a church. Like I grew up in the stuff like the born again evangelical bullshit, which is why I rail against it all the time, which is why everybody from that side fucking hates me, and I dig it.
People don't like
dig it. I get on my anti-religion skates and go out for a rollerblade every day.
We like doing it on Sundays around here.
Huge fan. Yeah. But this is where it comes from. And it's fascinating because the confluence of two things that I see all the time that has come up. Confluence of Roe v. Wade or the anti-abortion crew, right? They call themselves pro-lifers. They're not, because these people are like super into the death penalty. So they can't be pro-life. and they don't give a fuck about the life of the mother at all. So they're pro-birthers, right? But like from the age of 4 in Sunday school, you're taught 3 things. Jesus is love. Jesus is love, and the only way to eternal life is through him. Being gay is a sin, and having an abortion means you're going to hell. The 4th thing they tell you all the time is if you commit suicide, you're also going straight to hell, and it hurts a lot. It's like being burned all over your body, but like forever. That's what they tell you. No, that's nowhere in the Bible, but that's what they tell you. So you can imagine the brainwashing that goes on, and then you grow up in a Christian home or you grow up in a religious home, and you start feeling kind of funky. You see Johnny walk by, you're like, he looks great in a pair of jorts. You're like, what's happening? I shouldn't be feeling these things. Like, I shouldn't be going down this mental road because this is against the Lord. There's something wrong with me. And I have friends who were gay in youth group, who you knew they were gay. They would talk to you about their sexuality, and they were not just conflicted. They were like, 2 of them got sent away from our town, and I'm fucking like 49. Like, this is back in the 80s and 90s, where you just never saw Justin again, and you never saw Mark Goodman and my buddy Justin. They left, and you never saw them again. And I mean, we moved a couple years later. We have no idea where they went, but now I do, because I heard their parents send them away to Christian school because they didn't want them to struggle. So I didn't hear from them again until like 10 years ago, where I'm talking to a mutual friend of ours, and they're like, they're both out. They're both happy. They were both sent away to school because their parent and the kids are like, you're right. I need to go get this trained out of me. And like they're in their 40s and 50s. Yeah. One guy's got a partner. They've adopted 2 children. They live in downtown Vancouver. Another guy lives in Olds, Alberta with his partner. They're happier than pigs and shit. They've got a beautiful farm. They raise cattle, and they do like, animal therapy at old folks' homes. Just lovely, lovely people. And by the way, still gay. And enjoy their lives, and none of it worked. All it is like legitimate extreme brainwashing from the religious left, and it starts at such a young age, and it goes all the way up until you realize it's all a bunch of bullshit in your 20s and 30s, like literally.
So, exactly. So who are the groomers?
Yes.
Well, and like I'll share 2 things. One, I grew up in a very, very progressive household. So what Dean is saying happened to him. It didn't happen to me. My mom. I'll never forget this. I was maybe 8 years old, and I came home, and my mom said, "Hey, JB, if you want to come home in a dress, that's totally cool. I'm going to take you back to the mall and make sure the dress fits." Because she didn't care. She's like, as long as you're comfortable, as long as you're happy, as long as you're being yourself, I'm happy with that. So I never got to experience this, but I did have those friends that were in school and not in school anymore. They went to a different school. I did have those friends. Like I said, that Bible camp was down the road from where I grew up, from my childhood home. Right, that I knew people that I went to school with that had to go to that camp in the summer, right? So like, I don't know what they're up to now, but like, I knew people in my life that were involved in this, and it's more involved here than I think people, right? This indoctrination, these strict parents, these religious households. It's everywhere. It's your neighbors
hiding it. They hide it for a fucking reason. Right. It's great. And
I had another point, but I forget because I'm dumb. But anyways, that's fine. It's just I'm lucky in my life that I didn't have to face that. But it's because I'm able to now sit back and go, wow, I'm lucky, but these people weren't. So let me use what I do to amplify the people that weren't so lucky. Right.
Talk about those voices. Yeah. Were there a lot of people in conversion therapy that came from that whole religious sect where they're like, this has got to be wrong?
So they're all religions and no religions. So conversion therapy had a lot of people. It varied in age. They were all over 20, as far as I know.
Were they forced?
There would be situations where there would be like married men where somebody would find porn or like hooking up with somebody, and they wanted to keep their marriage, and they would go to a situation where they're in conversion therapy, or there were like parents' influence, which is the obvious one, or there was even a situation where there was somebody that was contemplating transitioning to their wife, and they were put in a situation where they were in conversion therapy as well. So there's a bunch. There's really a bunch.
At the end of the day, they're all really technically forced, even if it's from within, from that demon that lives inside, from all the hatred and the bigotry. Demon. You know what I mean? Like just from being, it's not theirs to bear. It was put in them by their influences around them. So I guess even they would feel self-forced to try it, like Matt did. Matt went to try and, because he thought there was something wrong, not with him, but with the situation, trying to quell it, which is at the end of the day was absolutely wrong. There was nothing wrong with him, and it was not under his control. It was under his father's control,
right?
And it had nothing to do. It made him not less of a man, and it made him not anything. There was nothing wrong. The only thing wrong here is the fucking camp itself, which is just a grift. It's an advantageous cult grift, whatever you want to call it. And it's
$7.99 for the week, though. You get great food,
and the food's good, right?
You get to practice the motorcycle position.
I would love. You know what? We should do it like an undercover.
We should. So much.
I gotta Google this. This might be a risky Google, but I want to know what the motorcycle position is.
I already Googled it. It's nothing. I Googled motorcycle position and cradle position, and I'm like, there's nothing. It's like I had to.
I have a
just get pictures of motorcycles.
You got a what? Sir?
I have a TikTok about it. It has 500,000 views. I can like send it to somebody.
Yeah. Send it to me. I want to see the motorcycle position. Like I feel like the motorcycle position is just like doggy style. That's all it is. Like that's.
Oh yeah, I found it here. Yeah.
No, it's
big spoon, little spoon. Is that it?
It's reverse cowboy, if you know what I mean. That's exactly.
That's what I'm seeing.
Okay.
Yeah.
I still can't frame it in my mind. I cannot bring up reverse cowboy.
Okay, go reverse cowgirl in your head. That's probably easier.
She's the other way.
Yeah.
Well, that's in my search history forever.
Yeah.
Lucky guy.
All of a sudden, JB's videos are no longer monetized.
Motorcycle position, gay sex is what I searched. Is now officially in my search history for the rest of my
life. Yeah. Send Matt the pictures.
Yeah,
pictures. Yeah.
Sure.
There's
research
so many.
project.
I mean, everything that you've described is literally just a life hack to get some cheap sex and have someone pay them for it.
Yeah,
like that's all I got out of this whole thing. Like seriously,
it's so fucking weird. The entire thing is weird. It's like. Do you have that other Rich Weiler thing where he was like talking about like what he wanted the group for?
This one. Is it this alarm to see a mirror post a screenshot from a hookup?
No.
Another
one.
No, that's Justin Trudeau. Is this it? I believe the biggest threat to Big Brothers is this one. This guy.
No, but that's a good one.
Okay, is it this one? Oh no, and it's just him. He's alarmed to see. Yeah, this one made me laugh. Rich Weiler. I was alarmed to see an Amir post screenshot from a hookup app. I'm like, no, you weren't. You probably jerked off.
How did you find it, Rich? Were you on it too?
I swear, honey, that noise is not Grindr. It's a game that I'm playing. My phone makes that noise when I play this game.
I'm watching a YouTube video.
Yeah, and he didn't see a screenshot. He was on the app. He was watching the whole thing. I was alarmed to see Amir post a screenshot from a hookup app. And then he's like, it can't possibly be healthy to be talking to men on hookup apps. I can guarantee you Rich Weiler has all of the hookup apps in his phone. Guaranteed.
They're in a secret folder called Business.
Yeah.
Business.
But B-I-Z.
Business.
Business.
Yeah.
Or just Saturday.
Is this it? Is this the one you wanted me to get? Is this no? Fuck. I don't think I've got the right one here.
Matt came with receipts. Holy shit.
Like, dude, he brought a ton of receipts.
Dean asked me for assets and I sent like one or two things. Matt came with like
the lust sobriety scale.
This is you can read. This
Lust.
is Rich Weiler. He came up with this himself. Here's the sobriety scale we use in our weekly heart power check-ins. Like, that sounds legitimate. To hold ourselves accountable to the group, you may find it useful. It's the 10 levels of lust. Consistently immersed in hurtful thoughts and lustful thoughts and behaviors. That's number 1. All the way to number 10. Consistently living lust-free. Is that fucking possible? And what are they teaching you in there? Are they teaching you that you can be gay? You just can't have sex with other guys? Is that what it is? That's what I'm getting.
I'm like -5 on that scale.
But like no, like it's so It was presented. I believe it's presented like it's something that you can diminish, which is weird. So you can. So it was like, okay, so you'll do this, and you'll be able to have some tools to do X, Y, and Z, and then it was presented like that you can diminish your same-sex attraction, because they don't call it they call it same-sex attraction, by having your
different.
connecting with other.
Oh, okay. Back that fucking truck up. Back that fucking truck up. They teach about same-sex attraction at conversion therapy camp. They teach that same-sex attraction is great. Just you can't get it in. Is that right?
So they don't call it gay because they think gay is a bad word, so they call it same-sex attraction, or SSA as an abbreviation.
It's like a corporate speak.
So gay.
It is so gay.
It's super gay.
Super gay.
Same-sex. So hold it. They've replaced.
Hold what?
I'm learning so much today about. So instead of calling themselves gay, they just say they're attracted to the same sex, like everybody in these camps.
Yeah, like it was.
So they're gay.
Yes, they're gay. They're all gay. They're all gay.
So these camps are run by gay men who just don't use the word gay. They use the word same-sex attraction, and they say that that's okay.
Yeah, because
so it's okay to be gay.
But if we're gay, we give in. We give in to the community and blah blah blah.
Oh, if you're gay, you're having the sex, but if you're just SSA, you're not having the sex. This is where it goes wrong. Is when the P goes in the wherever you put it.
The P goes in the B. Yes.
P goes in the B or the M, right? Or the H, right? Because you can do an HJ. Yeah. So when the P goes in the B, the M, or the H, that's when it's bad. So that's what they're teaching at conversion therapy. They're saying it's okay to feel same-sex attracted, but my God, do not play hide the sausage at all.
You can cuddle. You can do X, Y, and Z.
Cuddle.
What happens after cuddling? That's gateway cuddling. That is.
Yeah, that's gateway. That's gateway touching.
Gateway touching.
It has to be 3 or more people to have it healthy, apparently.
Oh.
Okay, so it gets... hell yeah! Now it's a party. Oh,
we're uncovering all.
Holy boats!
Yeah. Oh my God. We got to the heart of it at an hour and 16 in. Is that this is just guys looking to hang out and cuddle, and it might lead to some shit.
All aboard the SSA train. Woo!
Wow. What a fucking conundrum.
It's fun to be at the SSA.
Oh my God. This is the most fucked up experience I've had on a podcast in a long time. So
it's so
conversion therapy, according to conversion therapists, is that it's okay to like guys if you're a guy or girls if you're a girl, but where it becomes a sin,
act on it.
Okay, to act on it. So they just want you to live like a fucking hermit, a sexual hermit. Well, so it's like cut off the desire, and you're no longer sinning against God. Is that correct?
So your same-sex
attraction, that's fucking impossible, by the way.
It's fucking weird. Like,
so
it's like they present it as like it's something that you can diminish, and you can transfer your attractions to something else or to someone else. So I don't know.
Like, what do they tell you to focus on? Who do they tell you to?
So
like girls.
That's a long story. So.
Here's a picture of Robert Lozier to bring the lust down.
I think so. They kind of do that in the advanced camp. They have an advanced camp, and that's a whole other story.
How much does the advanced camp cost?
50 and 50, but you get how much? $1,000 for the advanced camp. So that's after basic training.
What stripes do you get on your epaulets at that point? With
there's stripes, but there's a tip on the end of each one.
Wait, is that when you get the staff? Do you get the staff at advanced camp?
No, that's the general. The general has the staff.
Why is my staff vibrating, and why does it have balls?
Yo, this is the most fun. This is fucking awesome.
Advanced camp.
I don't.
Okay.
So what happened? Hey, sorry, just back to the cuddling thing and what you're supposed to do with that energy afterwards. Like, are you allowed to like go off on your own and toss one off to get the poison out, or because that's not gay. You're just masturbating, right?
Yeah. That's
there's
just an act.
There's a debate on masturbation within conversion therapy.
Of course there is.
Master debate.
All right.
Yeah, what's the debate on whacking off? That wouldn't. Hey, if you know what, if this is like the rest of it, I can't wait to fucking hear it.
Yeah.
How thick is this book of rules? Okay, well, this is allowed. Masturbation. Well, we're gonna put that in the maybe pile. Like,
so get to it.
Masturbation is a gray area, if you know what I mean. But like, no, it's for real. Like some people, like Rich Weiler, says that you should do one out if you feel like that it's necessary for whatever. Or there's some people that abstain from masturbation. That's the words that they use. They use abstain from masturbation because you're giving in or some shit. Yeah.
I'm giving in every night at this point. Like,
how
fucked up I am.
I give in every morning in the shower, and it's all downhill from there.
Yes.
Wow. So
that's
masturbation
wild.
is because you're like, did it? They're just creating losers, right? Like this is just, they might as well just call it the loser program, because this has got like they're teaching you to not be yourself, to clam up every sexual desire you have, to not act on how you feel, to not be who you are, and then when you're in private and you can pull one out, don't do that either. For the love of fucking God, like
this is grooming a school shooter is what it is.
Yeah, that's all I hear.
Yeah,
all I hear is that like. The church is literally, and the neocon movement and the people that stand behind conversion therapy literally need it to groom young people. And we've taken away an avenue of grooming from them, which is why they project as much as they do recently, where they're going after trans people and gay folks and the pronoun crowd, because they're like, let's yell a little louder to keep them out of our browser history. Like, that's all I hear right now going on. Am I wrong?
Not wrong. I mean, President Joe Biden made an executive order for a reason, because it is dangerous.
Yeah.
Like, this is the stuff that I shared on this show. Wait until the conversion movie. There's so much more shit. You'll see. Oh, you will see. It's crazy.
When's it coming out, Matt? When can we watch this?
Soon. So either the end of the summer or the beginning of fall. It's coming. Yeah.
Can't wait.
Wow, dude, I tell you what, I got to have you back on the show, specifically when we get that microphone fixed, because I fucking love your energy. Love having you on. I've learned a ton today. I want to hang out with you. I also want to do more podcasts with you. I want to bring you into the show anytime you want. I'm sorry that you had to deal with these guys. I really am. And like, we as straight men have a job to do as well. I say this quite a bit.
All right, I'm going in, guys. What's her name? Let me find her.
I don't know what Rich Weiler's wife's name is, but you should find it. You should find out
I'll
who this
slide
woman
into
is.
that DM. I'll take a shot. We'll see.
You should. Oh, dude, see if you
She's
can.
probably
get
thirsty.
it. Oh, so thirsty.
Should I
She
just
hasn't
send her
had
the
it for
free
years.
trial and be like, here you go?
Yeah.
He's too busy. He's too busy to service his wife because of all those camps that he has to run. So
Yeah. That's why I say, honey, I'm going to Israel and Poland and the United States and Mexico and wherever I can to break off some ass.
Oh, I hear the sausage is great in Poland. You're damn right it is, honey.
Yeah.
You're damn right it is.
If
I'm
I
sorry,
honestly
dude.
showed a partner, like, hey, I'm running off to Poland, and showed that website, I would want my partner to leave me at that point. She'd be like, what are you doing?
Do you know what this reminds me of?
You spent $700 for what? Like,
Yeah. Do you know what this reminds me of? You might be too young, Matt. I'm not too sure. How old are you? 30? Young?
Me, 32.
32. You're young. JB's young. Matt, Rhino, you might remember this. Do you remember the Martin Brashear Michael Jackson interview?
Yes, I do.
No, sir.
You don't remember that? There was a point in the interview where, like, Martin Bashir is a world famous interviewer, total skeever. How he came into these interviews, interview Princess Di, no one could get to her. Interview Michael Jackson, no one could get to him, and literally talked to Michael Jackson. And this was like 25 years ago, right? Watch this. I'm like, this is fucking bizarre. So somehow back then, and I can't explain how. I can't, because today, if someone said this, you'd be like, let's go find him. I know
exactly where you're going with this.
Yeah. Somehow in this interview, he says to Martin Bashir, he's like, I got to tell you, I sleep with kids all the time. We don't have sex, but I have all kinds of kids in my bed all the time, night in, night out. Kids for pillows, kids for blankets, kids for this, kids for that. I surrender. The best thing you could do, he said. And this is like fucking, and back then I went, I guess so, which is unbelievable. But because the best thing you could do is share a bed with a child. And I'm like,
what?
Yeah, I guess so. Let's fast forward 25 years later. We're like, holy fuck, that was wrong.
Possibly there was a red flag.
Like, holy fuck,
did a
that
whole
was
episode on that.
And now dude, it is an unbelievable series. And I don't even think you can find the interview. But if you can find the interview now, it's like everybody's embarrassed that nobody did anything back then, because it was like, I guess maybe he isn't sleeping with these kids, which we all know he was. I don't even care if Tito comes after me for saying that. Fuck you, Tito. And Randy, too. You can and Janet. I don't care. Your brother's a pedo. Yeah. And LaToya, if you're still alive. I don't know where the Jacksons are, but fuck the Jacksons. Anyway, long story short, is that we thought it was normal back then. Like, we didn't think anything of it. And then you fast forward, you go through life, and you realize how fucking weird it is. And like, oh my God, I can't believe I didn't think there's anything more wrong with that. This fits in that category to me. Like, the fact that this has been allowed to go on and we're just banning it is unbelievable, because all this is a way to get into guys' pants, young men, young confused men's pants.
Yeah, in two ways, into their wallet and into their pants. So, and that's exactly it.
So Randy Boycenall started this 4 years ago, and they didn't really have any solid representations with survivors. I knew what happened to me. This fucked me up. This really fucked me up. This ruined my life. Like, I was homeless. I was homeless for a bit because of conversion therapy. It fucked up my credit. It ruined my life. I've been in really bad situations because of conversion therapy, and they gaslight because they want so badly to get validation from the church for whatever purposes, and they know what they've done. They know what happened, and I'm going to continue to speak about it until they're gone.
Good. We're going to keep speaking about it with you.
Yeah,
We
don't
support
stop.
you. We love you, dude. We got nothing but respect and love for you. We are so grateful that we have heroes like you in Canada that have helped, and you are largely responsible for conversion therapy being banned in this country, as you can see with this beautiful picture of the folks who helped you ban it. You've got support from us, and we're going to support your movie as well. It's called Conversion Movie, A Story of Survival and Hope. Conversion follows 5 survivors as they shed light on the secret of an often deadly practice of conversion therapy. Thank you very much, Matt, for taking us through kind of some of the really tough stuff and being able to kind of laugh about it. And maybe there's some Schadenfreude involved, which we always appreciate when bad things happen to bad people, and these are bad people, brother. But I want to tell you how much I appreciate you for just taking time to share your story, be vulnerable, talk about your life, talk about those things. You know, we're better together as people when we support each other in love, not in hate, not in anger, not in frustration, not in trying to force our stuff onto you or you onto that. And we support you as a human being. Goes without saying. You've got a home here. Anything you need from us, you let us know. Grateful to know guys like you, brother. We really are. Thank you for.
I really do appreciate it. Thank you so much.
We'll talk to you soon.
Thank you, man.
Thanks, buddy. I'll text you.
Be well.
Take care. There you go, Matt Ashcroft. Matt Ash. I believe Matt Ash 89. How messed up is that shit?
It's a crazy story, man. The first time I went over to his place, he's like, "Read this," and he threw the conversion book at me. I'm like, "I'm sorry, what? Are you trying to convert me?" He's like, "No, just read it." And I'm like flipping through that book that he read the excerpt from, like, just insane, man. And that was some pretty light stuff that he read. Like, there is some straight up like pornographic type conversations in there that's saying if you say this or it's just crazy. Oh, is my internet acting up? Probably.
Yeah, a little bit. That's okay. No worries.
Thought I fixed it, but no, I guess not.
No. What do you mean? There's pornographic stuff in there? Like in that book, they're like, here's what happens if this happens, and you want to grab
literally. Like
really?
it's just insane. Like he read a very tame version of it, right?
I think it's just a Trojan horse for fucking creepy old dudes to get sex.
I
That's
think
what it sounds
so.
like. It really is, and money,
isn't
money and sex makes the world go round.
Like I don't know, like that was a denominational conversion therapy camp story. The church ones have got
opportunity.
Yeah, dude. The church ones have to be way worse. Like, because that's all it is. All it is a cash grab and just old, gross, freaky, weird guys going, how many people can we get free sex from? How many men can we prey on? How many guys can we treat like shit through this process? How many people can we use to justify our own disgustingness and our own perversion? Because it seems like there are Easter eggs in every single one of these conversion pamphlets, therapy, booklets, camps, Easter eggs that really tell the story, like this Easter egg. The fact that this guy's putting on a journey into manhood in a whole bunch of different cities across the United States and around the world where you can go and experience motorcycle cuddling.
And spooning.
Yeah, that was an image that's burned into my brain now looking at that, but that's...
But you're right though. It's full of deflection and you know, like that whole, like when we talk about the church, when we brought the church up earlier, and it's the same thing here. It's a basis for defense if they're ever accused of something, right? Well, no, obviously we're trying to help that. We don't want that. We're against that. You know, it's the same thing, and it's deflection. It's people that are fighting themselves, but at the same time, they're fighting that evil inside of them that doesn't care. It has no moral ground at all, like within you, where you think that it's okay to do this. Like you literally, you heard Matt. This has literally killed people, and it's fucked people. It's fucked his head up for his entire life. Like no matter how much you prevail, like I'd said, I hope you take a lot of solace in what he did. You'll never get it out of you. You'll never forget it. You know, like it's always going to be a piece of you, and that's broken. And he's right. It's PTSD, and fuck, this is scary.
One thing that he didn't mention that is important to note: that serial killer that was going around Toronto, killing those gay men, was somebody that was gay, was always told he can't be gay, and was mad that he was gay. And was taking his gayness out after he was being gay by killing gay people, right?
Yeah. Bruce McCullough.
Bruce McCullough.
I'm not sure if he went through conversion therapy or not. I can't confirm that, but like this rhetoric that like this is wrong, you know, not only breeds people to be mentally not stable, but also can go the flip side and hurt people like Bruce McCullough. And
that's what I said. It creates school shooters. Like look at the kids. Like the kids that shoot up schools are people that are going through the same angst and turmoil and like you call them. We joke and generalize them as incels, but sometimes they're not involuntarily celibate. They're brainwashed into it with shit like this from their parents and ask like somebody that's generationally. You know those families. Everybody has those people that they know, or they are in a part of a family where there's generations of people that just fucking hate gay people for no reason at all. Like, and you would ask, well, why? Well, it's wrong. Well, you're not religious, so why is it wrong to you? Well, it's morally wrong. But why? And they can't answer it. It's just because it's been ingrained.
Well, and they'll point to the Bible. It's like it's unnatural for a man to be with another man. It says that in the Bible, and you're like, well, let's talk about the Bible, which was written in 1611. And they're like, fuck you, let's not talk about the Bible.
And they're not even religious people. But all of a sudden, I'm going to bring that up. You know, like there's atheists that hate gay people, and it's all because of a moral stance that was fucking driven into their head for no reason generationally, right? So. It's a cycle, and it's a stigma that needs to get thrown out. It needs to. This one makes me mad. This one really. I grew up. My uncles were gay, like my dad's brother and his partner, lifelong partners. And so from a young age, I was exposed, and it's just normal. It's Uncle Jim and jokingly we used to say Uncle Jim and Aunt Brian, but it was Uncle Jim and Uncle Brian, and that was they lived together, and then we found out. Like I remember being 10 years old having a debate saying Elton John's not gay. There's no way Elton John's gay. He's a rock star. Like I was 10. I was stupid, right?
Yeah, you had no idea, right?
No fucking clue what's gay. He's not gay. He's Elton John. You know? Little did I know. You know, so it's how you're brought up and what you're exposed to as a child that just keeps on. It's like a hereditary, hand-me-down, shitty heirloom that somebody just keeps fucking, and one day you got to throw fucking grandma's trunk in the garbage because it's no good to anybody. You know what I mean? So
we're taught to be bigoted, right? We're not born a bigot. You're taught to be bigot, right?
No.
So
JB's interesting because he was telling me about his family's very open. They've been open about this stuff the whole time. And he's like, hey, I had my dad on my show the other day. We talked about you. I haven't seen the clip. You want to watch it together?
This is so good. So good.
Yeah, I was there. I saw it.
Did you watch this?
I was a guest on the show.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. I forgot this was your inaugural show with us, but this is on JB's stream, which you can get on Twitch at Sheepking JB on Twitch. You can follow him on Twitter too at Sheepking JB as well. But I want to see that. I haven't seen this yet. Your dad must be a big fan. Let's watch it together.
Hi, Dad.
You mean before I fall asleep?
Yeah, before you fall asleep. Hello, Papa Sheep. Say hello to the lovely Dean Blundell network where we're broadcasting on.
So, congratulations on whatever happened. Who's Dean Blundell? I seen what it was.
Dad, I'll call you later and talk to you about it. I need to catch you up on something.
Can I ask you a question about your dad? First of all, I take no offense to it. There are probably billions of people that have no idea who I am, and I'm totally all right with it. But can I ask you a question? How high was Papa Sheep in that clip? Oh, you're blocked. Sorry. It's because you don't have headphones on, and I get feedback when I play.
I know it's got a loop through. Anyways, I don't know. My dad does consume cannabis on a regular basis, partly from stress and work. It's his way to calm down.
Yeah.
It was definitely a lot. You know, that's usually how he is when he's on my show. That's what makes it so funny, because he just that's my dad, my lovely father.
Look at that guy. His eyes are half closed. This guy is awesome, and he just like, fuck, whatever. I'll come on your show. I'm just proud that you're creating things, son. I'm really happy. Like, this guy is a supportive dad, is he not? And he also happens to love the Cheech.
Yeah, he does. My favorite is one time my dad texted me. He's like, hey, do you need any weed? And I'm like, no, why? And he just sends me a picture of like 4 plants at full growth when this became legal and you could grow it. He's like, I grew a little too much. So I was like, yeah, I'll take some, I guess.
Hell yeah. Did he grow some good Cheech?
Yeah, it was good. It was good.
Really?
It was
good for him.
Good for him, dude. Yeah, I like that guy. I don't have a problem with the fact he has no idea who I am. I think it's great.
Probably good.
Yeah. Probably really good, actually. Be like, are you sure
we'll
you
just
want to
start it?
Listen, son, I know you make a little bit of porn on the side.
I heard he's a groomer.
Yeah, I heard he's a groomer.
Yeah.
Twitter
I'm
says
groomer,
he's a groomer.
porn star, Antifa, left. You know, I'm everything that the world hates, apparently. But no, my dad's great. My mother is a little bit more shy on the camera. I've been trying to get her to come on, but she's a little bit more like, no dice. Do your thing. Do your thing. But my dad, when he's in a special mood, he comes on and says hi.
He'll pop on. Oh,
he appreciates me calling idiots, which is what I do, right? Yeah. And he's a little bit more abrupt with it. So I brought my dad on once when I was talking to some idiot on my show, and he just says, dude, you're a fucking idiot. And then he disconnects and leaves. My dad, everybody.
It's the 2022 version of hanging up the phone.
Yeah.
Well, at least, he taught you things, right? You're a good human being. You're accepting, you're loving because your parents raised you right, unlike some people in the United States. Did you see some of the firework fails this weekend from families doing fireworks? Have you seen some of these? Some of these are the fucking most incredible things I've ever seen in my life.
America, everybody.
Dude.
I used to actually go every year after the 4th to look and try and get a digit count. I used to call it a phalange count, and how many people lost, like how many fingers were lost across America.
Yeah, how many people?
And I didn't do it this year. because there was too many shootings. It didn't seem like it was a very appropriate thing to do. But
yeah, they're busy with shootings. But people did manage to blow themselves up a few times. This was down in Texas. Some people lit off some fireworks in the front yard. I want you to pay special close attention to the mom who managed to go pick up the kid before literally fireworks Armageddon started. You can find this at It's Dean Blundell on our YouTube channel as well. You can have a look at it. But I want you to watch very carefully. And this is why, like, you shouldn't, if you don't know anything about fireworks, A, listen to the old guy that's going, hey, you need to put that in the dirt before you light it off. B, don't have a 12-liter jerry can of gas lying around right next to all the other fireworks if you don't know how to do fireworks. Let's watch this together. There we go. Run!
Oh, and everybody's in like bathing suits.
And wait a sec.
Who did that?
Here we go.
Put it in the shoe.
I like that they used the camera Simply Safe. Nothing about that was Simply Safe.
There was nothing.
Did you see that shit? That's in the United States of America. Like fireworks over there, like
apocalyptic. Like
it's Armageddon. The only one that I've seen worse as that was in San Francisco, and that was on a professional scale, but on a residential scale, this might be the worst fireworks job I've ever seen in my whole life. Look at these guys. They're in the front yard on the boulevard. Let's light something off. They're like, we fucked it up. Didn't do it right. Boom, 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 boom. Then the fireworks leaks to the other pile of fireworks, almost kills that kid. And then all of a sudden, boom, the dad's like, get the fuck out, because everything goes up. Like literally everything. That looks like a fucking war zone.
Look at the table.
He really gave her at the end, didn't it?
Yeah, that was the finale. Finales are usually pretty good like that.
I know, right? You know,
was wicked.
Dude, the only one that was worse than this. Did you see the one in San Francisco? They did it on a barge out in the water. They accidentally lit off 7,000 fireworks at the same time.
Oh boy.
Oh, this one. Yeah, that's right. Look at that. Look at all the boats out there just getting rained on.
I love the people standing up, and some people are realizing, I need to get the fuck out of here.
No kidding. Was anybody on the boat?
Oh, yeah.
Not anymore.
Yeah, I was.
No, they jumped in the water.
Probably
when all
jumped
the fireworks
off. Yeah.
Those fireworks were supposed to go off for 2 hours. It lasted literally a minute and a half because they all went off at the same time.
Well, I've had nights like that too.
That is fucking unbelievable.
If you want a recreation of my bedroom experience, just play that video for a minute, and you're good.
So I was just saying. So I was saying, I always promise her 3 hours, but I'm usually a minute and a half, and it goes just like that.
Yeah, this is
ladies.
Same. You know, and it reminded me too of that. I don't know if you guys remember this one from Christmas time, a little Christmas concert, a little firecracker schoolhouse in the actual in America. There we go. Let's celebrate with some indoor fireworks.
This was a good idea.
Yeah, I love it. I love it so much. Little kids running around, Christmas concert, 2nd and 3rd degree burns, no big deal. Fuck,
all good.
America's
2nd, 3rd degree
best.
burns and some PTSD. Happy birthday.
No big deal. Yeah.
It's okay. Hopefully, it was in a church. They'll never want to go back.
Anyway, happy 4th of July, everybody. You did a great job with fireworks this weekend. That was a lot of fun to watch.
America really lived to its expectations on Monday. Like,
do you remember Bobby Fireworks? Remember that dude that was smoking, lighting off fireworks? Remember that guy?
Yes.
This is my favorite fireworks guy of all time.
I
Lost the will to live.
I feel his energy.
Lost the will to live. Lighting off fireworks with his smokes.
You remember Terry?
Oh, yeah.
In the wheelchair?
He's almost falling asleep. Have a smoke. There we go.
Yeah. Thank you. Just keep handing them to him.
it's like a fucking circus show.
It's great. Like it's his energy that there it goes.
It's always funny when people fall down. That's just.
Yeah, do you remember Terry in the wheelchair?
Yeah.
Remember Terry? They were lighting the fireworks. Terry, move, man. Terry, you got to move. That's my favorite fireworks.
Terry didn't move.
No.
Terry's in the hospital. Well, at least he was. Hope the skin
Oh,
grafts took. Take it easy with the fucking fireworks, America. Jesus Christ, you guys.
Yeah.
Can't be that
As
hard.
The Simpsons famously said, nothing says celebrate your country like taking a chunk out of it. Like it's taking a chunk out of the ground.
That's true. Thanks for doing this, guys. Thanks, JB. Really appreciate you being here.
Yeah, no problem. No problem.
And Linz, appreciate you being here as well. Don't forget to sign up to see everything SheepKing JB does at SheepKing JB on TikTok, SheepKing JB on Twitch. Anything you want to promote? Anything you want to talk about? What do you got going on?
A couple things. Tonight, I'll be streaming again tonight. Hopefully, round 2 with the constitutional lawyer that knows nothing about the Constitution will be back. That guy was
the burger lawyer.
Yeah. He said he was a constitutional lawyer, so I asked him what the Fifth Amendment was, and he fucking paused and didn't know what it was. So the Fifth Amendment
like
is,
American Constitution?
Yeah. He said he was an American constitutional lawyer. I asked him what the Fifth Amendment, which is the one that they all quote, pleading the Fifth, and he couldn't fucking say it, which was hilarious. So hopefully he comes back. I haven't set anything up, but he said he was going to come back. Also, you can find my show on a podcast now. Just search the SheepKing Show on podcast players of your choice. It's on there now.
Awesome.
It'll be a week delayed because my lovely Patreons and Twitch subscribers get it a week early. So a week later, you'll find the show and you can hear it. So
that's the trick, eh? Give people the stuff early, make them pay for it. See,
$3.
that's the thing. We don't. Yeah,
$3.
we don't. Is it $3? Does it work?
$3 a month, and you get early access to the show. That's it.
I don't know if I want to do that. I was thinking about. We started a Ko-Fi thing today because our coffee thing is it coffee or Ko-Fi?
Ko-Fi, coffee.
Ko-Fi, Kofi.
Yeah.
And it was fascinating because I was talking with one of our partners, Jack, great guy, and I'm like, "Hey, dude," and he's like, "Are we doing like a donate thing?" I'm like, "No, I don't like donations." He's like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "Everybody does it, like for journalism." I'm like, "We're not really journalists." He's like, No, we're content creators. You got to do it." So we created this Ko-fi thing today, or coffee, Kofi. People can go and donate it. I think it's just Dean Blundell on Ko-fi. You can donate if you want, help us grow. And I'm like, I guess so. And then I started looking around, like National Observer has a donate button. Canada Land has a donate button. Like there are some big swinging dicks that like go, "Hey, listen, can you donate?" Because we don't charge. Because that's my thing, right? Like I don't want to charge anybody for content at all. I want people to be able to access it for free.
My content's free. Like you can watch the Twitch stream for free. You can get everything for free. But people were asking me like, "How can I support you? How can I throw you a couple bucks? You put a lot of work into this. You make the graphics, all that stuff." So the Patreon was just sort of a natural progression. And, it gets access to a Discord. And I know Ryan and I have kind of talked about Discord a little bit, but it's like a private chat where I'm in and we can have a conversation and share things together. So there's perks to it, right? So if you can go the free route, and most people do, but the 45 of them that give me $3 a month helps keep me going. It helps buy new cameras, new lights, new things. It just keeps you going, right? So
apparently we've got a donate button on YouTube. I just found out about literally in this chat. You guys have the donate button on YouTube.
We started that. We started that back during the I think it was the biker convoy.
Yeah.
Somebody turned us on to it, and it's like a super chat. It's called in YouTube, and they can just click on it, and it like highlights their comments and stuff. I haven't really played with it, but it's on.
Well, I get that Amazon money because every time somebody subscribes to me on Twitch, which if you have an Amazon Prime account, you can subscribe on Twitch for free. Doesn't cost you anything, and I get $250 a month from that. So
wow.
You basically say like, hey, if you're not going to subscribe to anybody on Twitch, you link your Amazon Prime, and then subscribe to me. I get $250 a month, and it doesn't cost you a single thing.
I have a Prime account. Why don't I do that?
I call it my Bezos money. It's my Jeff Bezos money.
Danielle Baker. I've given money twice now. LOL.
Actually,
I'm like, I haven't seen any of it. I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't even know we had a donate button. We got to have a look at it. Anyway, let me put the Ko-fi thing up there. I think it's Ko-fi button. Yeah, I think.
Well, people always say like buy me a coffee or something like because it's like a pocket change thing, right? They call it buy me a coffee.
I don't have a lot, dude. I don't know what I'm doing here.
I don't. Every time I struggle with something, it's like, okay, Boomer JB tries to figure out Twitch again, and I'm like, squinty eyes, looking at my settings, trying to figure it out. I'm like, I'm a techie kind of guy. I've worked in IT, but like, I struggle sometimes.
But like, you know what it is, and with the donation thing, I feel like it's like begging. Every time you do a donation, I just put it up there. It's in our chat. You can go and donate at ko-fi.com/Dean Blundell. But I feel like I'm begging. Like, that's the thing, right? And we've been going through this now for some time, where people have said, "Hey, listen, can we put a GoFundMe thing up?" I'm like, "Now you can't because they work with the fucking convoy." They're like, "Give, go, send." I'm like, I put that link up too. Can't really do that one. Mm-hmm. And now I'm like, I guess like it's kind of business, right? Like if people don't want to pay for subscriptions, you don't want to pay for stuff. I guess you're just like, fuck, I guess. And it's not begging, but it would be nice because it'd be awesome to grow, right? And it's so difficult to be able to make money in this space. Doesn't matter how fucking big you are.
I literally
if you donate, we'd appreciate it.
People asked, how can I support you? So they said, make a Patreon. Everybody was telling me to do it. So I did it. And that's that. I barely promote it. Like I don't say on my show, subscribe to my Patreon. If you want to find it, it's in my links. You can do that way. But yeah, and I get every time somebody donates to me, my lights go nuts. So like you can see it does that. So when people give me money on
have a stroke.
Yeah. It gets pretty crazy.
If I was
sometimes.
in the middle of the day and someone's like subscribed to something and all those lights went off, I would literally.
So I have to remember to turn that off at night. There's a program on my computer that controls that. Sometimes I forget to turn it off, and my lights will be off. I'm sound asleep, and all of a sudden this will happen in the middle of the night. I'm like, holy fuck! So
$3.
Yeah, we couldn't do it with Dean.
Yeah.
Dean's urinated himself 4 times on the show today. Now,
oh, dude, yeah. If someone shows me a shiny thing, I sometimes piss my pants. I'm not even kidding. Yeah. Anyway,
but yeah, somebody just Alyssa just put $5 into the super chat thing. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, isn't that nice, Alyssa? Thank you so much. We really appreciate it. Really appreciate it. We're trying to grow. If you want to help us grow, we'd love to help you get free content and grow with you, and you can grow with us as well. So if you go to Ko-fi /Dean Blundell, or you can donate on our YouTube channel in the super chat, that would be incredible. Thanks, JB. Really appreciate it. Watch for JB tonight. Follow him at Sheepking JB, Twitch, TikTok, etc. We'll see you tonight. We'll be watching. We're covering that too, right? We're gonna.
It's up to you guys.
Yeah.
We can do the shared link again. I'll try not to put copyright music on this time.
Oh,
I know that was an issue last time.
Yeah, we
Twitch
did.
Doesn't care about copyright music, so I play it, but I'll adjust it so that we can play it here. So.
Or is there a way to just like pipe us in after your intro? That way you don't have to change it.
The shared link. Once I hit live, it goes live.
That's true.
So
yeah.
Well, yeah, I'll figure out something. I'll figure out a solution. Well, I'll message you.
Awesome. Cool. Appreciate it. Thanks so much. Watch for JB tonight. He'll be on the network. Follow him on Twitter, Twitch, TikTok, etc. at Sheepking JB. Same with Ryan Lindley at Ryan Lindley on Twitter. Follow him. Download his podcast. Subscribe to it. It's called the Sheeple Shepherd Podcast. Thanks for doing this, guys. Really appreciate it.
Good to see you, boys.
Good to see you too. Thanks, boys. Thanks, gentlemen. Thanks, ladies. Thanks to Matt Ashcroft. Thanks to everybody for being here. Really appreciate you being here. Don't forget, you can go and donate in our super chat. Really appreciate that. And the Ko-fi Dean Blundell account at ko-fi.com/Dean Blundell. I think that's it. Thanks to our friends and sponsors, including kivlaw.ca. If you're in trouble, you need some help, navigating the legal system, my friend Rob Kivlikin, owner of kivlaw.ca, and his esteemed group of attorneys will help you get out of trouble. Did you get a DUI? Are you having problems with an ex? Did you get into trouble? Want your life back? And you need help managing the internet, or if you need help suing somebody, or if you need help in general because you did something really stupid, or you had an accident, or you made a boo-boo. Did you make a boo-boo? Call my friend Rob, kivlaw.ca. And Robert at kivlaw.ca as well is where you can find him. Thanks to our friends at Easy Auto Financial for making this possible as well. Go to easyautofinancial.ca for more details on how you can get financing. They help people get cars and get free financing for those cars. Doesn't cost a dime. Make sure you follow them today. easyautofinancial.ca is where you can find them. Also, very special thank you to our friends over at Ed's Fine Imports. His gitch are unbelievable. Right now, if you go to edsfineimports.com, sign up for a bunch of daily promo codes, including tips on how to dress. Guys have no idea how to dress. Well, some guys do. This guy has no idea how to dress. Black pants, black jeans, black shirt, black this, black that. And you just hope to maybe grab a blazer that you can fit it in. Now, Ed'll stretch your life, and he'll make sure that your wardrobe works, and he's got clothes for you that fit. And it doesn't matter who. And it's all bespoke stuff, too. But you can order online if you go to edsfineimports.com. Order his Gitch, Gitch. Gitch3 is your promo code if you want a free pair of Gitch on checkout as well. 15% off. Daily promo codes, edsfineimports.com. Thanks, everybody. Have a great day. We'll see you in the next couple of days. Tomorrow, I believe we got Scotty Trades. Yeah, Scotty Trades is back, which will be good because we just shit all over crypto yesterday. And it's not like he didn't take it personally, but, when he's your friend and he's your crypto guy and crypto goes in the tank, you got to make fun of him, right? I guess you do. Follow him at Hot Wallet, Hot Wallet Podcast at Hot Wallet as well. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye.